Cycling is one of the most common ways to travel in Glasgow. However, many believe that the city has a lot to improve on. There are many organisations which aim to improve the cycling community in Glasgow and to make it a bike-friendly city. What makes Glasgow? Cycling makes Glasgow. Bike for Good is one of the largest organisations in Glasgow which repairs and donates bicycles to the public. They collaborate with many smaller charities throughout the city which helps minorities in need of transport. They have been operative since 2010 and have changed the lives of thousands.
I'm Shagufta Anwar. I am a development officer and I run the community hub, which is our south side branch of Bike for Good. So we get donated bikes, we fix them up and we resell them as refurbished bikes. It takes a lot of manpower to do that. We get 3,000 bikes donated a year. And we obviously have to do that, as well as fixing customer bikes and selling parts and selling accessories. And that's the arm of the organisation that makes us money. We're a charity ourselves. We work with quite a lot of community groups. So my particular projects are all the projects that come out of the south side. So there's Govan Hill Gears, there's Velo Communities, and there's Pedal Pathways. And we work with other charities, other community groups, other businesses, local places. At the hub in Southside, it's the heart of Govan Hill, so it's an area of high deprivation. So there's 40 plus nationalities and languages spoken there, and we work with all of those. So a third of the population is Muslim, so we get a lot of Muslim ladies that come through. There's a big Roma community, we work with them, Govan Hill Gears, there's Chinese community, Slovakian community, I mean there's so many. We're only just beginning to work with a lot of them because we don't speak the language, there's other barriers, cycling isn't part of their culture, so we're slowly getting into them and breaking down barriers. But we do, however, work with everybody. So the Velo Communities project is working with people who and getting them out of cars and onto bikes, and that is obviously people who do have some disposable income, that they have money to buy a car, etc. So we work with everybody, but I would probably say the kind of NEEPS community, we work with them the most.
Commonweal is a smaller organisation based in Maryhill. Their mission is to help people with mental illnesses by offering them meaningful activities relating to cycling.
I'm Neil MacDonald, I work for Commonweal. I started working at Commonweal as one of the people who set it up along with a GP and a psychiatrist back in, kind of had the idea about 98, and we got our first workshop and incorporated 2001, so we've been here a while. The purpose of the project is to provide meaningful activity for people with mental health problems, and since we started we've expanded this meaningful activity into music and also art, where we have a project called Carnival Club who make things for going in the parades in Glasgow, and the musical activities are both for people in the community, people on the wards and people in care homes. Aim of meaningful activity rather than is to create the good effects of work without the stresses of work. So people who come here will have depression, schizophrenia, quite a lot these days have alcohol addictions they're recovering from. So they come in and you do something. There's a material object in here where you will change it and affect it. The primary therapeutic product is the Build Your Own Bike class, which is something for absolute beginners that starts with taking a bike apart, and then over the course of 10 afternoons once a week you take the bike, you put it all back together again and you keep the bike at the end. So you get quite a good result from that. But we are part of the process. We are never the answer for everything in somebody's life. But you're here and you can do something, you can get away from your problems, you can focus on something you can actually change and make a difference to.
The desire to make a change for both the city and the people who live in it, Chris tells us his positive experience with Commonweal and how it has changed his life.
I was referred by a psychiatrist to the Build Your Own Bike project. So I was sort of struggling with mental health problems, and just did the Build Your Own Bike project. So I came along one afternoon a week for about 10 weeks, stripping a bike and rebuilding it. And then I was invited to stay on because I had a bit of an aptitude, and so and it was good for me too because it just meant I carried on just taking bikes to bits and learning more. It was great for me. It helped me really sort of get a bit more social and get out of the flat and recover somewhat.
To effectively make a change in people's lives, it's important to educate them on how to cycle around the city safely. Many charities work with local universities to offer students bike repair services and workshops. Dr. Bike is part of Bike for Good. They do pop-up repair workshops in Glasgow Caledonian University every month.
My name is Richard, I work for Bike for Good, and we're a bicycle recycling charity, and I deliver some of the Dr. Bike sessions from Bike for Good. Bike for Good has had a long-standing working relation with the university. For about 5 years we've been coming and delivering these sessions and engaging with students, and throughout that time we've gained a whole load of experience in what works, what doesn't work, and hopefully encouraging and maintaining people's bikes to keep commuting. University students are pretty receptive to these kind of mechanical sessions because it's free bicycle servicing, so what is not to like? Engaging with individuals who currently do not cycle is also good. I think these sessions they've got a great presence and they do attract individuals who are thinking about cycling. It is a mobile workshop, but it's also an opportunity for people who are interested to come and engage with us, and we can give them some pointers and some advice and encouragement to cycle commutes.
Some universities offer travel advice to help students move around the city. Vilma is one of the youngest volunteers. She is a student at GCU and helps the Smart Travel office in her free time.
As a travel advisor, is that I try to give people tips on how to be commuting, like for cheaper prices, and be kind of more environmentally friendly. So it's not just about cycling; it's also about making choices. If you should use a train, if you should use a bus, what suits you the best. I think it's like working at uni. It's like nicer because there's a lot of young people and they're more susceptible to be kind of listening to and taking up like new habits. Like trying cycling for the first time. So it's easier than try to convince someone who's like 30 plus and never been cycling. People here are more like, starting a new kind of phase in life.
We asked their opinion on Glasgow as a bike-friendly city. What would they change if they had the possibility, and how would they do it?
I've been cycling since I was not a teenager, probably since I was a child. But then, apart from like on holiday in Sardinia and various other things, like I didn't cycle as an adult, and I never really saw Glasgow as a city for cyclists.
I personally perceive Glasgow to be a cycle-friendly city, but there's a massive bias with that as a cycle enthusiast and an experienced cyclist.
I would say that it's yes and no. It's not, but it's improving. It's getting there.
Overall, as a city, we need a lot more investment. There's a lot of focus from the government, from councils, from charities, but it's not enough.
If I could change anything about Glasgow City to improve conditions for cyclists, the obvious one is segregated cycle paths. And by that, it's a cycle path that is not on the road with mainstream traffic. It's a bit of a no-brainer and a bit of a stock response to what would you change.
I guess I kind of want to have more cycling lanes, because there's a lot of places where it's like, kind of dangerous to be driving with the cars. You're like really getting close to them and it's kind of scary even for cyclists. And I really appreciate having the cycle lanes in some places, but kind of more of them.
Overall, it's true that Glasgow still has a lot to improve on if it wishes to become a bike-friendly city. But there are people that work hard every day to make a change, to make Glasgow the city that cyclists deserve. There's one thing that unites those different people. This is their hope and their powerful desire to create a better future for everyone.
You should hopefully just feel happy when you're on the bike. Ideally, I can remember in the absolute pouring rain heading down Great Western Road and thinking, yeah, this is still fun.
I'm still volunteering. I'll probably end up going back to work at some point, so I'll have to stop volunteering eventually, but it's a great place for me to sort of feel comfortable and settled, and it sort of helps me get out of the flat, and if I'm having a bad day, it's a nice place to come and just sort of relax somewhat. It's I'll still be coming for a while.